Dear students, I welcome all for this session on operators and expression. In this session, we will learn how Java evaluates arithmetic expression, and then we will learn about the precedence and associativity of the various operators in Java, and lastly, the various mathematical functions supported by Java language. We all know what is an arithmetic expression, and we have evaluated arithmetic expression manually using paper and pen. Now we will see how computer evaluates arithmetic expression. In Java language, an arithmetic expression is a combination of variables, constants and operators which are arranged as per the syntax of the language. For example, an expression m plus n into 2 into x plus 5 is an arithmetic expression because we have used only the arithmetic operators in this expression. You can pause the video and reassume after evaluating this expression manually. Here, some of you might have got the answer 25, whereas others might have got the answer 17. Here in this expression, there are multiple operators, plus and star operator. When multiple operators exist in an expression, then evaluating this expression will be always an ambiguity because you can evaluate this expression in different ways. First you can perform addition operation, later you can perform multiplication operation, or else first you can perform multiplication and then you can perform addition operation, isn't it? So then which rule to follow, whether to perform addition operation or to perform multiplication operation first is a big question mark. Okay, so to avoid this, while solving this expression manually, most of you would have used a rule called BODMAS. So if you follow this BODMAS rule, you will get the answer correct answer, that is 17, because this rule says an expression within the bracket is evaluated first, followed by the performance of division operation and then multiplication operation and then addition operation and lastly the subtraction operation. If you apply this rule to this expression, first multiplication operation is performed, that is 3 into 5. 3 5s are 15 we will get. To that 15 you will add plus 2. So you will get 17, which is the correct answer. Okay. Let us see how to use the precedence of operator in evaluating this arithmetic expression. In the first scan from left to right of this expression, we found there are different operators. So according to the priority rule, the first priority goes to the brackets. So 5 plus 2 is executed and you will get the answer 7. In the second pass, you can notice the arithmetic expression as multiple operators with the same precedence, that is division, multiplication and modular division operator have the same priority. Out of this, division operation is performed because it appears first in the expression. Hence, in the second pass, 4 divided by 2 is executed and you will get the answer 2. Next, in the resultant expression, you can find a star first. Hence, the priority goes to the star operator and 8 into 4 is executed and you will get the answer 32. In the next pass, the priority goes to modular division operator. So we know modular division operator always gives you the remainder of a division operation. Hence 7 modular division of 3, that is 7 divided by 3, 3 2s are 6, the remainder is 1. Hence 7 modular division of 3 will be executed to 1. Okay. In the next scan or in the next pass, the expression contains plus and minus operator. Out of these plus and minus, plus comes first. These two operators have the same priority, but plus operators comes first, hence 2 plus 3, 32 is evaluated and you will get the answer 34. And finally, subtraction operation is carried out and you will get the answer 33. This table shows the priority of all the operators supported by Java language. To find the precedence or the priority of the operator, you can refer this table. Next, associativity. What is associativity? While evaluating an arithmetic expression, there exists an expression such that two or more operators will be having the same priority. If two or more operators has the same priority, then which operator needs to be evaluated is a question. So to answer that question, the associativity concept is used. Associativity is used when two operators of same precedence appears in an expression. Associativity can be either left to right or right to left. Okay. Here in this expression, both star and division operator has the same priority or the precedence. In that case, associativity concept comes into picture. Here star and division operator both has got left associativity. Because of that left associativity, first multiplication operation is performed and then the division operation is carried out. Okay. Whereas the equal to operator has got right to left associativity. Because of this right to left associativity, first the expression on the right side of this equal to operator is evaluated and then it is assigned to the variable z using equal to operator or the assignment operator. Okay. This is the table which shows you the precedence of operator as well as the associativity of operator. Here you can see some of the operators does not have any associativity, whereas some operators will be having left associativity and some will be having the right associativity. Type conversion. Type conversion is nothing but data type conversion. The process of converting one data type to another data type is called type conversion or type casting. In Java, there are two types of type conversion: implicit type conversion and explicit type conversion. Implicit type conversion is also called as automatic type conversion. Okay, so some of the data types will be automatically converted from one type to another type in Java, and that is called as automatic type conversion or implicit type conversion. Here is an example to illustrate implicit type conversion. Firstly, an integer variable is declared with the value 4, and in the next line that value, integer value is assigned to the float variable. Okay, so here in this case the value of the integer variable is 4, that is automatically converted into float type. Hence the value of b will be 4.00, and such type of conversion we call it as implicit type conversion. Next is explicit type conversion. Explicit type conversion means converting one data type into another data type manually. That is actually typecasting. So in Java, we follow the syntax rule to convert one data type to another data type. That is as follows. First you will specify the casting data type, followed by the name of the variable to which the converted value will be assigned, and then within the braces you will specify the data type to which the variable has to be converted. Here the variable 2 value is converted into the data type that is specified within this parenthesis, and then it is assigned to the actual variable. Okay, here is an example. So in this example, I have declared a float variable with the value 54.5. Next, I am going to convert this float value into integer value, and then I'll assign it into the other variable called b. Okay, so to convert that float value to another value manually, I am writing within the parenthesis int followed by the name of the variable whose value is going to be converted. Okay, this is how we do explicit type conversion in Java. This is all about type conversion or typecasting. Next is about the mathematical functions supported by the Java language. Similar to C language, Java also has a huge collection of built-in function. Here, a set of functions related to mathematics is grouped and it is placed in a class called math class. Math is the name of the class. Within this class, you can find these functions. Okay. Let us now learn some of the mathematical functions that we use quite often. Okay. The first function is ABS function. The ABS function returns the absolute value of a given number. This function is available in math class. In Java, to specify that this function is available in math, we first write the name of the class followed by the dot operator and then the function name. Okay, so you have to follow the syntax rule while calling the function that belongs to a particular class in Java. Next, for example, if I want to find the absolute value of -5, I can write math.abs of -5. Always the absolute function will give you the positive value of a given negative number. So absolute value of -5 will be +5. And the next function is math dot maximum of a and b. This function returns the largest of two number, that is a and b. Here is an example to illustrate the use of math.max function. So when I specify math.max of 2 comma 3, it will give you the answer 3. Out of these two numbers, the greatest number is returned by this function. Similar to the max function, we have a min function, and this min function will return the smallest value of a and b. So when I write math.min of 2 comma 3, it will return the value 2 because 2 is the smallest number. Next function is round function, math.round of x. So this function returns the integer closer to the x. For example, if I write math.round of 2.8, the nearest integer to 2.8 is 3. Suppose if the value that I pass to this function is 2.3, then the nearest integer to 2.3 is 2. Okay, so above 2.5 it is rounded off to the next integer, below 2.5 it is rounded off to the lower integer, that is 2. Next function is square root function, sqrt. We have seen in C language the use of sqrt function. The same name here also, it is math.sqrt of x. It returns the square root of x. For example, math.square root of 4 returns 2 because square root of 4 is 2. Similarly, we can find the cube root of a given number by calling this function math.cbrt, cube root of x. So this returns the cube root of x. Here is an example that math.cube root of 8 will give you the value 2 because 2 power of 3 is 8. Hence 2 is the 2 power of 3 is cube root of 8. 2 power of 3 is 8. Hence you get the value 2, that is the base. Next, math dot power of x comma y. This will find the value of x to the power of y. For example, if I write math dot power of 2 comma 3, it will give you 8 because 2 power of 3 is equals to 8. Okay, the next function is related to trigonometry, that is sine function, cos function and tangent function. So it returns the sine of x, the cos of x, and the tan of x, where x will be in radians. Here is an example to illustrate sine function, cos function, and tan function. The next mathematical function is log function. To find the logarithmic value of a number, you can use this log function. Math dot log of x, it returns the natural logarithmic of x. For example, if I write math dot log of 8, it will give you 2.0794. Okay. The last mathematical function here I have considered is math dot r int of x. So this function will return the truncated value of x. That means math dot r int of 2.578 will be equal to 2. That which means the fractional part is truncated and only the integer part is considered by this function. Round off to integer. R int means round off to integer. Okay. So the fractional part of the number that you give will be truncated, only the integer value will be considered by this function. So similar to these function, Java also has other functions too. You can go through the manual for more information related to mathematical functions. Okay, so this is about the today's session. That's the end of the session. Thank you so much for your patience listening.